This message is for Dr. James Giordano at Georgetown University, Maryland. Professor, you and a team verified for the Pentagon that neuroweapons and sonic weapons were being used on people at the embassy. There are hundreds or thousands, possibly millions, given that we're a 300 million population. 1 million wouldn't seem like much. Being targeted with military weapons. It involves neurology, biology, and basically combat torture. They have started attacking us, well, the last 4 or 5 years with serious, inhumane electric kind of torture, electromagnetic weapons. And it's torture. It's where they apply electricity to our muscles. They're sticking out, they're choking us, they're stinging us, they're burning us, it's stabbing us. They're in our eyes, they're in our nose, they're in our throats, they're in our mouths, they're in our ears. They are in our chest, our guts, our legs, our muscles, our tissue, our skin, our hair. It's a full-blown biological attack. And while there are many other professors and medical professionals that I could appeal to, you know about the BCI, Professor Giordano. And there are a few that I could say what I want to say that would darn well understand what I'm about to say. BCI, Neuralinks. It's Delgado, computerized. BCI is not what the military, FBI, DHS, police, fire, and rescue are using. It's not coordinated with your own neurology in the same way as Google called their upgrades. This stuff stops yours so it could take over, which is why they can do abnormal, irregular, obscene. They could stop the real and put in this computerized, fake, synthetic stuff. But it's a lot like playing Xbox with human beings. Real human beings. Real human beings. Mass shootings, Aaron Alexis, Myron May, Chris Dorner, many, Sandra Bland, Miriam Carey. There are many people. Many people. Nobody's lives mattered. Nobody's. I don't care what color, what race, ethnic group you come from. Nobody's lives mattered. I want to cry sometimes because it's everybody. We're across all demographics. But this BCI, it's like Xbox when you play both sides. But you decide who wins and who loses. And you play both sides. So the computer plays both sides. It already has decided who wins, who loses, who injures. It's like Hollywood. But they're victimizing and abusing and committing crimes on people and using BCI for the responses out of the people. It's not new. Apparently, this inhumane freaking crap is part of the MKUltra stuff. And I'm not familiar with all of it, but they've made me very familiar with Fort Meade's Ewan Cameron stuff, where he was traumatizing children and young adults. And while that went to a Senate hearing and even to the president, nobody ever mentioned the neurology being used, or that they could play Delgado behind the scenes, both sides. It didn't stop. That's what they've been doing. They've been using neurology and playing both sides. The crimes are so inhumane. It's sickening. Auschwitz is a comparison. Now, we live in real neighborhoods. We are, for the most part, most of us that are being targeted now, we're a part of society. We voted. We sat on juries. We drove. We worked. We went to school. We had children. We got married, sometimes divorced. We went to the doctors. We went out socializing. I mean, we were normal in every capacity. But they were playing MKUltra brain warfare with us, in which when they created situations, they were controlling both sides. So even when it looked like we won, they were still controlling it. They controlled how much we won. They controlled what we lost. You're about the only one I think that would understand what I'm trying to describe with that BCI. They are playing both sides, but they are playing both sides to the degree that everything we do and say and respond and react with is decided by them. It uses a military deployment planner. It has integrated neurological and biological waveforms, signal forms that the computer can imitate. It's not really rocket science, but it's not nothing. But there's an appeal to you. There's hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions. Not just in the United States, but globally. Because NATO and allies have been out there using it, made it a part of asymmetrical warfare. And the rivals and their allies. They've got a comparable system. The Watson computing systems with these signal warfare weapons and biometrics for targeting. Even the Saudis can do it. Iran can do it. Uganda can do this. First off, the signal warfare is not new. It's Delgado. It's radio frequencies or radio signals where you're setting radios and ham radios and CBs and little Tetra handsets and walkie-talkies. You set them to a certain setting and you can really mess up people's lives. But this is further than that. And don't let the Pentagon fool you anymore saying they don't know what neuroweapons and sonic weapons are. They're using them on American citizens and have been. And some of us, they started on as children. With this stuff still going if they haven't freaking killed us. But there's a group of us I've been talking to online now. Some have fallen away because the electromagnetic combat attacks have become so severe they just stopped. And I'm at the point I'm really wanting to go to the hospital all the time because of this stuff. And it's just nothing they can do because it's a military weapon. So this is an appeal to you because you're one of the few I think that can understand. Like I said, there are others, but that BCI, you've discussed it in your lectures. I know you understand it.